for the first time in a while, there's no real surprises to get into on this. The Browns' offensive line was certainly the strength of their team. Andrew Berry said on Wednesday he loves his big guys, and with good reason. They were absolutely fantastic this year. So here's how we're going to start this segment. I asked our texters to rank Browns offensive linemen by order of importance for 2021. And even though the guy they picked, I'm not opposed to, I was a little surprised that they went the direction that they did. So Joel Betonio was actually number 1, Jedrick Wills number 2, Wyatt Teller 3, JC Treader 4, and Jack Conklin 5. I'm curious, what do you guys think of those rankings? Well, Joel Bettonio coming in at number 1. Like I said, I would argue that he might be the best offensive lineman on this team, just all around offensive lineman. I am a little surprised that he's the guy our texters picked as number 1, though.
Well, who, just out of curiosity, who do you think they would have picked number 1?
I would have thought that maybe they would either go with Jedrick Wills because of the position, right, the left tackle, or because we've been pumping up Wyatt Teller so much all season, Wyatt Teller. So that's kind of my surprise. But I thought maybe Wills would be number 1 just because he's the left tackle. And, he did get hurt in that last game. And, it's going to be important moving forward that he continues to improve and solidify there.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me too much that Joel is right up there. I mean, he is obviously one of the best guards in the NFL. He's a fixture here. He's somebody that's more recognizable, I would think, to fans than Wyatt Teller. I mean, Wyatt obviously is a little bit newer here, so it doesn't surprise me. Joel's been just so solid, so available, so reliable. Hasn't missed a snap since 2016 until he got COVID and had to miss a game.
But that one doesn't count.
Oh, that doesn't count.
His snap streak is still alive, technically.
Yeah, that's good. But he, he's just been, Mr. Solid, Mr. Warrior. And so it doesn't really surprise me. I mean, he is just such a building block, an anchor on this line, and just so good that I actually am not surprised by that.
So would you have put Joel number 1?
I might have.
Okay.
I actually might have.
Ellis, what did you think?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Jack Conklin didn't get a little more love here. Being an all-pro, considering the massive contract they gave him this offseason, coming in with that type of buzz, and then just having a great season. His PFF grade checks out. His win rate, according to ESPN, checks out. He's just as reliable as they come in this league and is an anchor of what the foundation of this running game was before they became this extremely diverse run team. It started with the wide zone, which is why he was brought in the first place. And he just didn't make a mistake this year. There is not a play that comes to mind where I'm like, oh yeah, Conklin could have done better there. And sure, there's not a bruising pancake here or there like you have Wyatt Teller as a pulling guard on some of those power runs. But one of the best traits about an offensive lineman, kind of like an official or a referee, is when you don't hear from them, that usually means they're doing a pretty good job. They're being consistent, and that was Conklin's season. So I'm a little surprised he's not in the top 3 of the fan poll.
He was fifth.
And I think that's a little inaccurate, but that's just.
Who is that? Who you would have put number 1, Ellis?
I think so. Okay. I get the Joel Betonio thing, and you can make a case for Jedrick being the rookie and left tackle. Even though I think both tackle positions are just as important in today's football, these edge rushers come from both sides nowadays. I think I put Conklin 1, and we can work from there.
You could honestly make an argument for any of these guys, and I think that speaks to how good this line is. I mean, you could say if you wanted to plant your flag on, with JC Treader or Wyatt Teller or any of these 5 guys. And the other thing too is, I think with every single one of these 5 guys, you can find at least one play where they're just mauling somebody. Might be a little tougher to find with JC. I'm not sure if there's one that stands out of that, but Joel Betonio had that screen in Jacksonville at the end of the game. Conklin, I think on the one Kareem Hunt run in Pittsburgh, he was just shoving him. He just mauled somebody and was shoving him in, blocked like 2 guys. Teller's got a whole highlight reel of him.
Mhm.
Wills in the run game was so important, especially in the cutback game. It was just really, this was just a really good unit, 1 through 5. It's boring, but I don't know what more you say about these 5 guys together. This is exactly what the Browns envisioned.